In today's economic storm, people's retirement accounts are being devastated. Consumers are searching for a safe place to put their money. Are you feeling the same? If you are, please get ready to listen and learn about a new concept that will give you financial security and peace of mind. Now, here is the host of Become the Banker, certified financial planner and award-winning author, Joseph Quijano.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the brand new show, Become the Banker. I am not Joseph Quijano, but I have the privilege and honor today to introduce Joseph to our network, to all of our listeners, and to all the podcast locations around the world that are going to be enjoying Joseph Quijano's show, Become the Banker. Welcome to the network, Joseph, and welcome to your show.
Well, thank you so much, Christine. I really appreciate it.
Oh, we're so happy to have you here and really excited to learn and understand a lot of what you've been doing for so many years. So I'm going to jump right in and talk about what today's show is going to be about. So it's going to be about, first of all, getting to know you a little bit better. And then we're going to move into the topic of the day is protecting your money. And as you say, during this economic storm, we need to think out of the box to keep our money safe and ensure protecting our money. The products and strategies that work in the past are not working today. And I so believe that, Joseph, and I'm really excited that you're going to be sharing your knowledge with us because, gosh, we can use some support for sure right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let me tell everybody all about you, how amazing you are. So Joseph Quijano is a certified financial planner, a national financial educator and best-selling author, and he will teach you how to not only survive economic storms, but to thrive financially. When Joseph's methods helped him achieve financial success, he was determined to share them with others. Over the past 45 years, he has helped thousands of people from all walks of life attain financial freedom and success. Now, Joseph was born in Mexico City into financially disadvantaged circumstances. Eventually, he moved to the United States for a higher education and soon realized the secret of getting ahead financially is not determined by what you make, but rather by what you keep. Joseph's love for his country was proven when he became a citizen and defended America during the Vietnam War in the United States Air Force. You can contact Joseph by telephone 303-779-6600, or you can email him, joseph@becomethebanker.org, or check out his website, becomethebanker.org. You're also on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on LinkedIn, you're all over the place, right, Joseph?
That is right. Thank you.
That's awesome. Oh, my gosh, I want to learn so much more. So, Joseph, tell us about what it was like, first of all, for you coming from a very disadvantaged circumstance in Mexico City. Like, how old were you when you moved to the United States?
Well, thank you, Christine. I mean, this is really something that I really want to talk about. Number one, I was born in Mexico City, which is one of the biggest cities in the world. And you have to know somebody to get ahead financially, or you have to be at the right time and at the right place to make it financially. So I know that my future was not very bright if I stayed in Mexico City. So think about this. My mother let me come to this beautiful country with my sister. So she put aside all her pain, emotional pain, physical pain, to let her only son, which I was the only son from my mother, at the age of 12, to come to this beautiful country for me to have a better opportunity. Now, I don't know how many mothers are listening right now, but I'm just kind of wondering how many mothers would actually let their 12-year-old son go away.
Yeah.
She put her suffering on the burner, basically, for me to succeed in life. And I got to tell you something, Christine. To me, when my plane landed in Des Moines, Iowa, that's where I went to a small town, by the way. I came from the biggest city in the world, one of the biggest cities in the world, which is Mexico City, to the smallest town in the world. It's a town of 2,000 people called Greenfield, Iowa. So the plane landed in Des Moines, Iowa, and I got to tell you this. I thought I died and went to heaven. For the first time in my life, I was able to see grass around homes. You see, in Mexico City being so big, if you want to see grass, you have to go to a park. All you see in the city is concrete and buildings, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
My gosh. And then it didn't take me long to find out that this is really, truly the land of opportunity. I mean, I found out very quickly that if you work really, really hard, save money, invest your money wisely, you can achieve anything in life that you want in this beautiful country. I mean, when I was going through high school here, I had 2 or 3 full-time jobs at the same time. I mean, I worked for 2 factories during the summers. I went to the Purelator factory that makes the oil filters, and a factory called Hills Mecana that makes airplane parts. So there were no limits as to how much money you can actually earn in this beautiful country. Think about that. It's not like that any other place. So, when I made a decision to become a citizen, I joined the Air Force. And I defended this country during the Vietnam era. But it was during that time that I was able to see that people that were born in this wonderful country, people that were born in this land of opportunity, were not making it. They were actually failing financially. And to me, it just drove me to find out why. Why do some people succeed financially while other people fail financially or don't achieve as much? I truly believe, Christine, that we're all born the same way. We come to this world the same way. I'm a real proud parent of 6 children, and I got to tell you this, I've been to every single one of their births. And when my children were born, the doctors didn't say to me, well, guess what, this little boy is going to be wealthy. They didn't say to me, this little girl is going to be poor. So what makes people successful financially? And what makes people fail financially? That question drove me. It really drove me to become a certified financial planner. I wanted to find out the reasons why.
So, Joseph, was it when you were in the Air Force that you started to see this? Or was it once you were, or was it before you went into the Air Force that you saw that some people were, so financially disadvantaged and others were financially successful? Or was it as you started to create your family and look at these children and you started to see, well, wait a second, they're all born equally the same as we all are. And was that, like, where in the stage of your life did this question start coming forward?
Actually, Chris, that is a great question. Actually, all of the above. When I first came to this country, I knew that I was actually, I never seen snow before. And when the first snow came down in Greenfield, Iowa, I went out and I shoveled the sidewalk. And I was doing it really fast. And cars used to come by and honk. And then pretty soon they would ask me if I would do their sidewalk. So even though at that age of 12 years of age, I began to make money shoveling snow. But then I saw my friends that didn't want to do that. So that was at the very beginning. I began to see, you know, the difference as to why people achieve financial greatness and other people do not. Then,
So,
go ahead.
sorry, I just have to ask you this quick question.
Sure.
So when you're 12 years old, you're shoveling snow, you're making money, and you had a conversation with your friends, like you said, I'm making money, or why don't you do this? Or did they kind of make comments like, why are you doing that? Like, I wouldn't do that. Like, how did that go?
That's exactly what happened. They made comments that they wouldn't do that. Why would they do that?
And what was your response?
I wanted to make money. You see, to me, money was really, really scarce in Mexico City. And I remember, Christine, I truly remember this, that when I first got paid after shoveling the sidewalks, you know what I did?
No.
I went to the grocery store and I bought myself a whole box. Now get this, a whole box of juicy fruit gum. I don't know if you oh my gosh, do you remember that? I don't know if you had gum like that, but I mean, okay, not just a pack of gum. I'm talking about a whole box of gum, juicy fruit gum. I never had the fortune of doing that in Mexico City. So, you know, that was when I was 12 years old. Then, you know, when I became maybe in my teens, I worked at a super value store, which is a grocery store in Iowa. And so I always have worked. But then I noticed, you know, that my friends were not really that motivated to work. And I saw that same thing in the Air Force. I had a part-time job during the Air Force. I mean, my friends didn't have any part-time jobs. Then when I got out of the Air Force, I decided I want to find out why. The why. Why is it that people succeed while other people fail financially? Have you ever wondered that?
I have wondered that, but obviously not to the scale that you have. Like, I don't remember asking that question when I was young, but, you know, my very first job, I lived in this really small community, Joseph, and I'm the 9th of 10 children. And
oh my goodness.
yes. and there was a church and a school and, you know, like 7 houses in the little community. So there wasn't a lot to do inside of that little area. But when I was 15 years old, the priest hired me to clean the rectory, right, which is the priest's house. And it had 3 floors because he used to always have, you know, guests coming in and so on. And I would clean that once a week, and I made money. And, you know, before that, I would babysit nieces and nephews. And then shortly after that, I got a job in town at a coffee shop. But, I mean, I feel like I've always worked. I was an aunt when I was 8 years old. But I never looked at my friends, and I'm looking at it right now. They didn't have jobs as young as I did.
Right. And, you know, this is what I noticed. I mean, I noticed that immediately. I mean, this is the land of opportunity. So if you really have the desire and the energy, you can work and achieve and achieve and achieve. So when I got out of the Air Force, I decided, Christine, that I was going to become a certified financial planner. I was driven to find out the why. Why is it? That word, why. Why is it that people make it financially while other people fail financially? So I went to the college for financial planning, have a degree in economics and finance, and I became a certified financial planner. And I did my thesis on the why. The why. So I did a lot of research. Why do people succeed while other people fail? So my thesis was actually the basis for my first book, which is called The Why Factor of Financial Success. And immediately, Christine, it became a bestseller. I'm so proud of that book because people wanted to find out the same answer that I was searching. Why do people make it?
So what's
and you know
the
what
name
I found
of the book?
out? The why factor of financial
The why
success.
factor.
Yep, the why. That word, the why factor of financial success. And you can get that through Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or you can actually get it through our website, becomethebanker.org. But,
that's awesome.
Believe me, I mean, it really had me thinking when I was writing the book, why? I mean, what was my why? What do you think my why was, Christine? Why did I want to become successful financially?
You wanted to give your children the opportunity to have a different life.
Well, that would have been
no, go ahead.
That would have been good. That would have been good. But you know what? My real why was my mother.
Oh.
If I would have failed financially, all her suffering, all her pain would have gone in vain.
Oh, Joseph.
So you see, this is what drove me. This is what motivated me. This was the fire inside of me to create financial success.
That's amazing. Joseph, we got to jump for our first break of the show, but I am so looking forward to hearing more. So everyone, stay tuned. Joseph has got a lot more to share with us for sure. You are listening to Become the Banker with Joseph Quijano here on the Inspired Choices Network. Stay tuned, my friends. We've got lots more to talk about today on protecting your money. Hold right there.
If what you thought to be true about money turned out not to be true, when would you like to know about it? Most of us have been taught wrong about money either by our family or friends. Our school system does not have any curriculum to teach us how money really works and how to make our money grow without risk in any economy. By tuning into Become the Banker radio show with certified financial planner Joseph Quijano, you'll learn the truth about money and strategies to help you grow your money without risk. Are you ready to thrive financially in the economy? Listen for Become the Banker radio show every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Become the Banker radio show with certified financial planner Joseph Quijano. To participate in today's show, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255, Canada 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You could also ask to comment by email to joseph@becomethebanker.org or text to 303-880-0887.
I am so sorry, my listeners. I realized that I was muted. Oh my goodness. So are you there with me, Joseph?
I'm here. I'm here with you.
Oh my gosh. All right. So what I was saying was I am just loving what you're telling us and the stories that you're telling. And for all the listeners, I'm not just a random person. I'm actually the owner and the creator of the Inspired Choices Network. And this is where Joseph's show, this being his debut show, is being hosted, and his podcast that you're listening to all over the world. So Joseph, I'm loving what you've been sharing with us, your why, and how you created the thesis and then came the book. And your big why was for your mother and all the sacrifice that she made for you and your future. So pick us up from there, Joseph, and take us forward into what you're doing now and how you're going to be talking about protecting your money.
Well, sure. And thank you for that, Christine. But the story, I mean, it's really close to my heart because obviously it's my mother. And she did suffer quite a bit, but I want the listeners to know that I did bring her to live with me until she passed. And so she got a chance to actually see that her suffering was not really gone by the wayside. However, though, what I would like to say to you is that the why factor determines your success financially. So one of my first encounters with families regarding their financial planning, I would like to find out what is their why. Why is it that they really want to get ahead financially? What are the stumbling blocks that are keeping people from achieving financial success or financial freedom? You see, most of the financial planners that I know, they don't talk about that, do they? They just want to give you a formula. They want to give you a product. They want to give you a stock or a bond or a mutual fund. But they don't really want to talk to you about what deeper than that. What's really your motivation to get ahead financially? Mm-hmm. I see this every single day, Christine, when I'm driving around beautiful Denver, Colorado, and you see people younger than I am. You see teenagers. You see mothers with children on the street begging for money. Yet, there's signs at McDonald's that are willing to hire people. And you see, McDonald's is a real, unique company. I had the opportunity to hold a financial planning seminar at their university. I don't know if the listeners or you know that the McDonald's restaurants actually have a university.
I did know
university,
that.
Okay. I mean, it's a phenomenal university, by the way. I'm not kidding you. It's a campus. It's a huge university, just like a college or bigger than a college. It's on Oak Brook, Illinois. And this is where they have the training for the franchisees and their management. And they bring people from all over the world to train them. Now, when I had the opportunity to go there, I took a tour of this magnificent campus. I'm talking about a beautiful campus, just like any other university would be. And they have what they call the Wall of Fame. And they have pictures of all the franchisees all over the world. All over the world. And the story goes that they started by flipping burgers. And they worked themselves up into management. And then they bought a franchise. And they became a success story. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying to you and to the listeners is I see people every day that could go to work at McDonald's and have a future, but they choose to rather beg. Is it because they don't have enough why? Is it because they don't have enough motivation, enough drive? Or maybe they don't have enough, maybe they have poor self-esteem and they don't see themselves succeeding. So when I meet a person that wants to be my client, or they want me to be their financial planner, I want to find out their why.
Mm.
What is the driving force? What is your motivation? You see, I don't know. I know something about you, Christine, but I mean, you have inspired me quite a bit regarding your background, that you left what you were trained to do to open up something like this wonderful network. And you see, you must have a reason why. And to get ahead financially, you also have to have a reason why. What is your fuel? I mean, if you don't have a why, it would be like you owning a car without any gasoline or an engine.
Mm. I like that.
So, when I became a certified financial planner, that was my first idea that I wanted to put across to people. You have to know what is your drive. Secondly, on the topic of the show, protecting your money, that to me is very, very, very important in any economy. Because I came from no money. You can actually say that I have achieved from rags to riches. I came from no money. So for me to make money and protecting my money is really, really important. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but I mean, I've been doing financial planning for the last 45 years. I'm not new at this, and I think I have seen almost everything that financial planning has to offer. I used to be a stockbroker. I used to be a marketing officer for large companies. All I'm saying to you is that I know what it takes to succeed financially. So to me, keeping money safe is of primary importance to me. So my philosophy is one of keeping your money safe, making it grow, and actually helping you achieve total, I'm talking about total financial freedom. And by that, I mean getting people out of debt. See, that's part of financial planning. Getting people out of debt financially so they can retire with no debt. How good would that be?
Yes.
I mean, if you look at the previous generations, like your parents and grandparents, I mean, if they didn't have the money, they wouldn't buy things, right?
Yes.
Today, you don't have to have money to buy things. You can just charge it. And on a daily basis, I see people that come into my office carrying debt. I mean, a lot of debt. And you see, when a credit card, for example, is charging people 19 to 25%, and they have an investment that's given them maybe 10%, are they going forward or are they going backwards?
Going backwards.
Right. So the whole idea would be to be totally debt-free, find financial freedom by not having any debt, and then even a small rate of return will get you, to your goals and your destination in financial planning. So my philosophy may be a little bit different than most financial planners. Mm-hmm. And over the 45 years, I actually have learned that my philosophy, applies to maybe like 90% of the people that I meet. The other 10% may be too greedy. You see, we have greed that comes between us and success financially. They want to have the stock market, for example. They want to be able to invest money in the stock market. They want to make sure that the market goes up and they can actually achieve immediate returns. People like that, they get intoxicated by the gains of the stock market, right? But then they have a hangover when the market goes down, right? So they go through life being happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad, and you better pray that the market will be up when you're ready to retire. I mean,
right.
I know that here in the United States, this pandemic has really played havoc in our financial planning.
Mm-hmm. Joseph, we've got a lot more that you can share with us. I absolutely know that. But we're up for our second break. So before you jump into our next segment, let me just take us for a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll continue to hear everything that you want to share with us today about protecting your money. So everyone, you're listening to Become the Banker with Joseph Quijano here on the Inspired Choices Network. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
If what you thought to be true about money turned out not to be true, when would you like to know about it? Most of us have been taught wrong about money either by our family or friends. Our school system does not have any curriculum to teach us how money really works and how to make our money grow without risk in any economy. By tuning into Become the Banker radio show with certified financial planner Joseph Quijano, you'll learn the truth about money and strategies to help you grow your money without risk. Are you ready to thrive financially in the economy? Listen for Become the Banker radio show every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific. This is Become the Banker radio show with certified financial planner Joseph Quijano. To participate in today's show, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255, Canada 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You could also ask to comment by email to joseph@becomethebanker.org or text to 303-880-0887.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here with Joseph Quijano talking about Become the Banker, and today, protecting your money. So, Joseph, please continue on with what you were sharing with us before the break. I know that you do things differently as a financial planner. You really get us to the why. Why is it so important to get to the why?
Well, you have to have motivation to get ahead financially, but not just motivation. You have to have really, really strong motivation. What is really driving you? What is it? To me, like I said, was my mother. To some other people, maybe their kids, or they want to be able to achieve a certain goal. That is their why. But I mean, to me, it was real basic to me, Christine, because I didn't want my mother suffering to actually go by the wayside. I wanted to make sure that I became somebody in this life, that she could really say, I'm glad I did this for my son. And I'm so happy that happened. But see, that was my why. That was my drive. And you see right here in today's economy, what's been happening with this pandemic, it has caused worldwide economic destruction. The stock market here in the United States closed their doors 4 times within a month for 15 minutes at a time to prevent people from taking their money out of the stock market. I never seen that before in my life. I have never seen that in the 45 years that I've been doing financial planning. I have never seen people come to my office with tears in their eyes saying that they lost $186,000. We just had a family that came last week with that. Well, to me, coming from where I came from, losing that kind of money is totally unacceptable. So you see, I study the stock market. I know what it does. I know exactly. I can give you the numbers, if you like, and I can tell you that the stock market only returns between 2 and 3%, period. And that's before taxes. with this up and down motion. But most people don't really understand how to really read those gains and those losses. You know, I'm going to give you an example here. My wife, she's not into financial planning at all. She works for a community association. And she told me, you know what? My 401k has actually done really well. It's returned like 27%. I said, really? Because when I'm seeing negative results, just saying 27%, I said, let me see the statement. Well, she showed me the statement, and it's all the way from just this quarter. I said, let's look at it from the inception, when you first began. What has it really returned? And it was a minus 5%. You see, people don't really understand, the returns of the stock market. So to me, keeping money safe, protecting money, making it grow safely is a top priority. Now, I don't know if I told you this, Christine, but we are a family-owned company. My son and I, my youngest son, out of 6 children, only my youngest one wanted to follow my footsteps. He's 30 years old, and he works with me. We're a family-owned company. We're Colorado-based, and we do business on a national basis. But to us, our philosophy is only promoting products and strategies where you cannot lose any money. Only make money. So we came up with that philosophy when I told my son, that we're going to have to step away from the stock market. We don't want to do the stock market anymore. To me, it was just like the pain was too immense for me to see people lose money. And me, as their financial planner or broker, still make money from their accounts. That, to me, that just doesn't settle well with my value system. I don't want to profit from somebody's losses. And that's what brokers do. Even if your account goes down, they still get paid a commission of your balance. So to me, that's a totally different value system. So I began to research alternative investments, alternative strategies that actually were proven and tested to make money without losing money. So I came across the Become the Banker strategy. And we're going to be learning a lot about Become the Banker throughout the shows, but I'm going to tell you something right now. Become the Banker has nothing to do with the stock market. Okay. It is not multi-level. It is not an annuity. It is not a 401k. It is not a mutual fund or precious metals. The Become the Banker strategy is a strategy based on U.S. tax law. It's totally legal. It's approved by the IRS. And it has guarantees. So it is a very, very simple strategy that anybody can use. You don't have to be a genius or go to school to be able to time the stock market. It's very simple. Anybody can use it. And it will give you a 4% tax-free rate of return. I want you to listen to this carefully because, see, tax-free means a lot. To equal 4% tax-free on a taxable investment, your account has to be making at least 7.5% to 8%. That after paying your taxes, you would net out 4%. But there's nothing right now that could give you 7 or 8% without risk of losing your money. The Become the Banker strategy is guaranteed to give you 4%, tax-free, totally liquid. That means you can take your money out with absolutely no penalties and nothing to do with the economy or the stock market. I mean, when people see that and they're totally fed up with losing money in the stock market, they find this a safe haven. Hey, I mean, they believe in it. I mean, they just want to start it. I mean, this is their answer that they were searching for.
That's awesome. Okay, I have a question for you.
Sure.
As you know, and many of your listeners won't know this, I actually live in Canada, another amazing country where
Yes.
you can take jobs very, very early. You can have multiple jobs. The opportunities are tremendous in Canada. What you're going to be sharing on your show, and I know it's based on where you live, which is in the United States, are there also going to be things that those of us who live in other countries are also going to be able to learn from and possibly apply?
Well, absolutely. Some of the companies that promote the product of Become the Banker, they're actually in Canada as well and on an international basis. So
okay.
It doesn't matter where you live. You can definitely take advantage of the Become the Banker program and the Become the Banker, strategy as well as the product.
Oh, this is good. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Well,
all right. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, especially now, I mean, and if you stop and think about it, I mean, people that are losing money, they're fed up with that. I mean, we work really hard for the money that we make. I mean, a lot of people maybe don't come from my side of the street, basically, when I was born in Mexico City. But to me, again, keeping money safe for my clients is my number one priority. And the stock market today is not the answer. Christine, it is not the answer because I don't think the economy will fix in the next 5 years. This pandemic.
Oh, really?
Oh, this pandemic is, I mean, this is just the beginning. I mean, here in Denver, we actually had to, the numbers went up again on the coronavirus. So now we're getting back to restrictions again. So anything that happens like this will affect the stock market and it will affect the returns that you're going to be getting. So I don't see a fix in the next few years. I can tell you that right now. So you need to have something that is safe.
Exactly. I mean, it's definitely very sobering, and we're seeing the numbers. I mean, we've been doing okay. I mean, I don't watch them every day, but we've been well aware from the very beginning that there was probably going to be a second wave. I don't think this is the second wave. I think this is a reality check that people are not paying attention enough, but it's definitely, wherever we are with the pandemic, it's definitely having a huge impact on many aspects of our lives, most especially on our financial lives. And, I love that a lot of people, I'm in my own business and I do coach people in businesses, Joseph, and I love that people are asking the question, okay, how do I do this differently? How do I create money? How do I bring my business online so it's not at the impact of what's going on? So people are asking these questions, and people are often going into a big fear around money. And I love what you're going to be doing is sharing with us how we can actually change this regardless of what is going on. And we need this information, and our families need this information. And maybe, as much as people don't like to hear this, I mean, there's gifts in what is happening in the world right now, because there's changes that needed to be made in our world, and money, I believe, the way that money is created and the way that money circulates, I believe that needs to change. And I'm grateful that you're one of the voices that are going to be showing us how we can do that. So we have to jump to our last break of the show, and then we'll come back and you can close out with sharing some more of the amazing things about protecting our money. And then we are going to say goodbye for your first show, which I'm so loving. And Joseph will, of course, be back every week at this same time, which is 12 Eastern, 11 Central, 10 Mountain, and 9 Pacific, here on the Inspired Choices Network or on your favorite podcasting locations. We also live stream on 54 locations as well. And you can always come into our chat room at the Inspired Choices Network during Joseph's shows and ask him questions, which is very, very cool. So we're going to take that quick break. We'll come right back, and we'll wrap up protecting your money. Stay tuned, my friends.
If what you thought to be true about money turned out not to be true, when would you like to know about it? Most of us have been taught wrong about money either by our family or friends. Our school system does not have any curriculum to teach us how money really works and how to make our money grow without risk in any economy. By tuning into Become the Banker radio show with certified financial planner Joseph Quijano, you'll learn the truth about money and strategies to help you grow your money without risk. Are you ready to thrive financially in the economy? Listen for Become the Banker radio show every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific. This is Become the Banker radio show with certified financial planner Joseph Quijano. To participate in today's show, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255, Canada 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also ask to comment by email to joseph@becomethebanker.org or text to 303-880-0887.
All right, welcome back, everyone. So we are here with Joseph Quijano, and we are talking about protecting your money. So, Joseph, what do you want to leave our listeners with today about protecting your money?
Okay, real good point, Christine. Let me ask you this. Do you like country western music?
Well, I like country music, yes.
Okay, all right. Well, let me ask you this, okay? Have you heard of an artist by the name of Garth Brooks?
Oh, my gosh. I can sing all of his songs for you.
All right. I mean, I love that guy, right? Now, I've been thinking, part of the radio show today was to, you got to think out of the box.
Right.
Right? You got to be thinking out of the box to get ahead financially in today's economy, pandemic, okay? You have to be thinking out of the box. The products and the strategies that once worked in the past are not working today. Do you agree with me on that?
Totally.
Okay, so the reason why I'm bringing Garth Brooks is because you see during this pandemic, every single concert has been canceled. Am I right?
Yes.
I mean, there's no movie theaters open. There's no concerts like like we have a rodeo days over here in Colorado. Everything is closed because of the pandemic, right?
Yes.
All the stars like Garth Brooks and everybody else, they had concerts lined up for the rest of the year that they had to cancel. Well, guess what Mr. Brooks did? He thought out of the box. And he was able to do a live, and quotations, live concert virtually on drive-in theaters. Pop, drive-in theaters. He rented like parking lots on a mall all over the country.
Wow.
And people paid $100 per car. He made so much money. I mean, think about this. He made so much money, and the other stars were probably thinking, why didn't we think of that?
Yes.
But you see, they weren't thinking out of the box like Garth Brooks was thinking out of the box. And he was able to capitalize. So that's what we need to do, Christine. We need to be able to think out of the box, and the Become the Banker strategy is a good place to start thinking out of the box and get ahead financially. Because whatever we have today is not working. It is not working, and it's going to be a long time before it gets back to normal.
I totally agree with you.
So, in the next shows, what we're going to do, we're going to be bringing my son with me because he works with me, and also some testimonials of people that have actually done the Become the Banker strategy, and they can tell the listeners basically what has been their experience, what are the benefits that they have gathered from it. And I think this is going to be a really interesting way to have the audience interact with us. You know, we want them to call us. We want your listeners to be able to go to the chat room and text us with any questions. I mean, I've been given actually the nice title of a financial expert by several news channels over here in Colorado. And I want to be able to help our listeners do the same thing.
That's fantastic. Okay, so we've got a number of things that you're going to be doing in the future. We've got your son is going to be coming on. We're going to be talking a lot about what people can anticipate with what you're going to be sharing. I know you've got your topics all loaded up already, which is fantastic. You've got, let's just see what we've got coming up. Next week's show, do you have them? Do you know what you've written down, Joseph, for all your upcoming shows?
Some of them, yes.
So next week you've got Achieving Financial Security. And then you have Avoiding These Two Financial Thieves. Wow, that one sounds so interesting.
Oh, that's going to be really interesting.
The list just goes on and on. Then we have 3 buckets of money, protect them, and the list just keeps going on and on. So Joseph, when people go to your website, which is becomethebanker.org, what can they find there?
Well, they're going to find my bio to begin with, and they're going to actually find a lot of good information about the Become the Banker strategy and some of the wealthy and the famous people that have used it in the past. They will find a store so they can purchase the books if they want to there. And they will also find the upcoming webinars that we're having, because we do webinars. And the next webinar will be on July the 14th and also July the 16th. So the 14th and the 16th.
Tuesday and Thursday.
Right,
cool.
at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So that would be about 5:30 Pacific, right?
Yes.
And
okay,
right,
Joseph. We're going to run out of time. I don't want to cut you off. Joseph has a fabulous, robust YouTube channel as well. Check that out, and definitely come back next week where you're going to learn more about Become the Banker. Thank you so much, Joseph. We will see everybody next week. Until then.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Become the Banker radio show. Certified financial planner Joseph Quijano will return next Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific. Until then, remember, rich people think like rich people. Poor people think like poor people.